The iconic Tournament of Roses parade in Pasadena, California is an annual New Year's Day tradition in the United States. It's the lead up to the Rose Bowl and draws in huge crowds and millions of TV viewers. And as we count down to the parade, participants are putting the final touches and live roses on the floats. And this year's parade will have some Canadian content. Toronto's Coding for Veterans will be the only Canadian float taking part this year. And now we're joined by a man from that very organization, Jeff Musson. He's the executive director with Coding for Veterans. They offer online courses for veterans to help them begin careers in the tech industry following their military service. Thank you so much, Jeff, for talking to us this morning.
Good morning, Marianne.
And you know, I know behind you, you're going to give us a sneak peek of your float, the only Canadian float that's there right now. We'll take a look at that in just a few moments. But first, let's start by talking about what exactly your organization does.
Yeah, so Coding for Veterans helps Canada's military veterans retrain for jobs in software development and cybersecurity. The program's delivered 100% online, and as of January 1st, our program's expanding to the U.S., and we're going to be retraining U.S. military veterans in partnership with the University of Southern California down here in Los Angeles.
And coding is such an important skill, not only for military veterans, as you're teaching, but also for the younger generation who are also learning this in school. Let's talk about why it's so important for these veterans to learn this skill, particularly coding, and the success you've seen so far.
Yeah, so the program has had over 600 military veterans enroll. Our graduation rate is, and placement rate's over 85%. And in Canada, there's over 175,000 IT jobs that are going unfilled. And when you look at the soft skills of someone in our military, like attention to detail, leadership, teamwork, that aligns perfectly with the skill set that are, that are in demand with employers today.
I love how you're talking about that transfer of skills, the skills they use in the military and how it can apply to the coding. And to see them pick up this new skill, what kind of a morale boost is this for them?
Oh, it's tremendous because, we always like to say you go from serving on the battlefield to now serving in cyberspace. And with our program, military veterans are able to complete it in as little as 6 months. It's delivered 100% online, so you can be anywhere from coast to coast. And the vast majority of veterans are able to have it funded 100% through Veterans Affairs Canada through the Education Transition Benefit.
That's a really great resource, and what a great way to hear how it is helping them with their morale and boosting how they feel moving back into the workforce in a different way. Let's talk about the parade, because that's something that's also exciting for you. You've got the float behind you. Can you take us through what it looks like and how excited you are that it's the only Canadian representation at this parade?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll give you a quick tour here.
So, Jeff, we've lost you. I can't hear you, but I do see it behind you. I see the big red behind you there. I don't know if you've disconnected there somehow, but I would love to hear the details that we could see go into this float. Can you do some troubleshooting there, Jeff?
Let's try and
there
switch
we go.
that.
I can hear you now. So you've got the float behind
Perfect.
you, and how's it going to look once it takes to the streets?
Yeah, so it will have over 10,000 roses on it. And right here we have our Canadian, well, as you can see, we're in the warehouse. We got our Canadian flag. There's a fighter jet on the top of this. And what's kind of neat is we will, to symbolize the technology with the laptop, it's really, kind of interesting because there will be a video here that will play really our story of what Coding for Veterans can do. And what's kind of neat is this is the 135th Rose Bowl parade, and this is the most interactive float because with our helicopter up here, up at the top, we have a QR code. So as individuals are able to, be in the stands as the parade route, they can pull out their phones and be able to really scan and the QR code and be able to find out about our program. So it's really an interactive float, and between now and December 31st, there's over 10,000 roses that will be on this float.
I can smell it already, Jeff, the sweet, sweet smell of all of those roses. And I can smell the excitement, too. So exciting to hear, just what this means for you to be part of this parade. That's Toronto's Coding for Veterans, the only Canadian float taking part in this parade. Jeff Musson, thanks so much for joining us from Pasadena, California today.
Thanks, Marianne.